Hey guys, just checking in again with another video since the last one seemed to go down quite well. You all enjoyed it and I love doing them, so here we are. I want to talk today about mileage and that kind of thing for beginners and for experienced runners. So it's important to note really that running doesn't always feel very good. In most cases, it doesn't feel good at all for a beginner or for someone who's experienced. It's not always amazing, but it does give us life and it does make us feel good, hopefully, for the most part. Now, one thing to remember is that it is a high impact sport. It's very high impact and it's heavy on your joints and all that kind of thing. So what I wanted to really draw the comparisons was whether you've a beginner who went from 0 to 10 miles or 5 miles or whatever, or an experienced runner who's gone from 30 to 50 some point in the last 5 weeks. People have either started running or people who already ran have increased their mileage and now at that stage where it's now taking an impact, because it doesn't always do it straight away. We're now at that stage now where it's making an impact, and you probably, especially if you're a beginner, are struggling with shin splints, Achilles, ankles, tight calves, knees are hurting, arse is hurting, whatever it is. You've probably got one or more of those problems. So if you're sort of suffering at all. Now, one thing to note really is that, and this is, I'm not a physio, I'm not medical at all. This is my personal opinion. Some people out there will be injured. So, please don't think, oh, well, Rob said I'll be fine, so I'm just going to go and run. Like, it's not necessarily the case. But what I want to say is, I was there once. I started out running. I've not always been a runner. I started out running and I went through the same things. And as a rule of thumb, what I used to use, and still use today, to be fair, is that, if you've got a tight calf or whatever and you go out running and all of a sudden it eases off and it feels fine, I would class that as maybe not an injury. It's easy to confuse the two. Like I said, this is a high impact sport. It's something that is, you're putting a strain on your body that you've not done before, especially, like I said, if you're new, it's a new strain to your body and it's going to take some getting used to. So what I used to find is I'd go running, it would ease off and sort of go, okay, that's not an injury, not torn a calf muscle or something, not quite as severe. That is just a bit of fatigue and, some new strain that's affecting my body. So that was one thing I sort of wanted to get across. Your body's got to adapt to these new stresses. So if you are new to running, or if you're like me and you're an experienced runner who's up your mileage, these probably similar problems that you're going to have because your body reacts to these things, and we're at a point now where that is happening. So it was really just advice based around it. I'd hate for people to stop running and give up running because it hurts too much. Because you do come through that, and most runners have probably been through that at some point. There's not really a way around it. Like I said, is massages and that kind of thing, massage your calf and whatever. But I'd say the most important is what shoes are you wearing. I'm not gonna here to go and buy those shoes, 100 quid, whatever it is. But if you're going out in your gym shoes or your trainers, like your normal trainers, there's a likelihood is you're gonna hurt your calf, you're gonna hurt your Achilles, something else. So it's worth spending some money, or not even some money, but it's worth getting some proper running shoes to prevent that. If you've started it recently and you're not sure if you're going to like it, you've probably not wanted to buy those trainers, but now may be the time. Do you stretch? I'm guilty of not stretching. Half of my injuries come because I don't stretch enough. Stretch, warm up, cool down, stretch, and you will see a big difference there too. And then finally, slow it down. I talked about this in my last video. Slow it down, slow your run down. You don't need to go and break a record. Like, slow it down, ease your way in, and hopefully running becomes more enjoyable for you, and those aches and pains go away, because like I said, they can be there and they can put you off, but hopefully they don't. So that was it really, just a nice quick sort of advice for beginners, mainly, but also people who are experienced runners. Anybody who's up the mileage and is mainly suffering with the usual, like I said, calves, ankles, hamstrings, Achilles, whatever it is, stretch them off, warm up, cool down, slow it down, maybe find the shoes, But also, if you think, you know your own body, if you think it is potentially an injury, please don't go out there and go running and smash it and end up injured because I've said that, you know, this is okay. But give it a little test, go for a little mile run, see if your calf or whatever it is eases off. If it does, the likelihood is it's probably a bit of fatigue because you've put a high impact and a heavy strain on your body, which it's never had before. So any questions, feel free to fire them in again. I get quite a lot about this, which is why I wanted to do a video. So thanks for keeping up with everything, and sorry they're long-winded. I do need to shorten them down, but I end up waffling and I just keep talking, and that's what I'm doing now. So keep running. Any questions, let me know.